sports listeners. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
This whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes. Woo! And we're talking all athletes. Morning. Don't you love 9 o'clock in the morning and you didn't oversleep? Hair's not doing too bad today. Really excited. We have a full house today, and I love it when we have our teens, because this is Teen Sports Radio. We've been doing this since 2010. A community show. We love giving back, which includes currently 88 minutes a week between AM, FM, and soon to be on a Christian station. We'll probably announce that next week. So I'm really excited about that. In the house, we have a student. We've all fallen in love with her here in Santa Barbara, an amazing athlete, 4 stars at Ava Burford, our teen queen from Santa Barbara High. Got Romy involved here, Romy Davies. Romy, you're a sophomore, junior. So I get confused with all of you. Everybody's junior all day, lacrosse player, 4-something GPA. I can't even keep track. So how is lacrosse doing?
Okay, I actually have a really big lacrosse update this week. So last weekend, actually, in our first tournament, we played Rose Bowl down in Pasadena, which was really cool. Played 3 games. We played one against Glendale, one against Simi Valley, and one against Verde. So it was lots of LA teams competing.
Wow.
And which was really exciting. That means that we won our pool. Which is a great achievement for our team. It was really fun.
Did you happen to pick up an all-tournament trophy? Just asking.
Oh my gosh, no. I wish so.
Did they have it?
No, it's a bit confusing because we thought that usually the way they do it is not in the pool system, but it's the bracket system, but they switched it. Once in your pool, you can't advance further. You kind of won the pool, and not really any award, but it's just the achievement of winning all those games that you've played. So yeah.
How cool is it? So here you are, all of your friends for the fall season had to wear masks and everything, and now you're playing outside, and you're not participating in any of that, right? Because there's no mask, no nothing, right? Yay!
Yeah. And next, it was really good. I think also on the 14th, we don't have to wear masks anymore in school.
Nice. Okay, so tell the truth. Do you let your nose stick out or no? Just asking. Are you like one of those? No, come on.
I don't mean to.
So, of course. It's an accident.
No, it slips down. But people, honestly, at this point, I don't think anyone really minds anymore.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Oh my God. I would be the maskinator. I would be like this all day. I would have logos on it. I was such a troublemaker in school. I just like to push a bad thing still to this day, right? Like to push the bear, but I knew where the line was, but I'm going to go right up to that.
Instigator.
Kind of but I always drew people kind of sort of did follow me. I liked it. You got to understand California. The reason why we've had this big reversal is because what they've done in Washington. So Washington, Oregon, and California did just this big.
The students stood up.
Yeah, did it. The seniors and look at the science. Let's just do a big reset. So good. I'm very happy.
What's happening with your other sports?
That's it. Let's do that. Let's do it. Once a Don, always a Don. We got a lot of Dons in the house. What's the recap?
Well, so boys volleyball, their season just ended. They win over Rio Grande home game this Wednesday, and it was really good. A lot of their lots of different players made kills. So there's Diego Arroyo. He made 4 really good. That was, and then they're back on the road today. They play Loyola in Los Angeles, who are a very top-ranking team. So good luck to them. And I'll probably adapt next week.
Beautiful. Excellent. That's huge. Awesome. So grades are doing well for you? Everything else is okay over in Santa Barbara?
Yeah, it's going really well.
Yeah, so when are you playing San Marcos or DP in lacrosse?
We played SM's JV team this Tuesday. And unfortunately, we lost to them. But it's a bit confusing because basically our lacrosse program is a lot smaller, both SM and DPs. Yes. So we only have enough players for one team. So we play all the JV teams and all the VAR teams.
Right.
So what my coach would do is let lots of the newers and the beginners play in a JV game. So instead of having
He's building a program. Great. Is this something as good as Ava says you are? Is this something that you want to maybe try to sit yourself in college?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's tough because like you have the best of the best of the best to like if you want to continue pursuing it, you know. And lacrosse just also wasn't really much of a West Coast thing. Like our best player in all of Santa Barbara probably isn't any match for like the East Coast teams.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's a thing, but it takes it.
Very different thing.
So you'll have a little daughter. You'll start her at 4, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Then you'll coach, right? The little team, you bring them all the way up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But listen, I mean, hats off to you. Really appreciate your time. We all are thinking about you. You're a great representative for Santa Barbara High. I want to give Ava Burford out there a little love. Tell her I say it hi. Dominique and I, she knows she's a favorite of ours. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Do well.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you, Romy. I always get, I don't know. There's so much stuff going on in the world right now. And I feel that this next generation we're just bearing the burden. We're dumping it on them. But then you get the Romys and the Shakirs and the Claras and the Matthews. And I just feel like there's light and then there's hope. What do you say, Dee?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have faith in our generations that we are helping the youth to come up.
Yeah. And I think that this show being what it is and supporting the community and the kids and nonprofits and businesses, and we're all little lights. Really exciting. We got a big show here today. We've got people joining in a little bit later. We've got Anthony Rodriguez going to be coming aboard. We have Richard Ellsworth and of course, Fit for Life 805. Alex Ramirez is going to be in the house. But right now we've got Christine Marie. We've got Don Sanders, our producer, Richard Dugan. And I see he's focused on me now because weekly, Richard, sometimes you're, I don't know, scattered. You're doing something else. I don't want to say, I don't know if you're paying bills. I don't really know what you're doing, Richard.
That's why I keep the doors locked.
Your eyes are not on me. Okay. Now, when eyes are on me, let's do this before we take a break, right?
Yes.
I want to go around. If anybody had some moment this last week that just really wowed them, then Dominique's got one. Then let's talk about it. You know, we used to always call this little segment before our break a little gratitude. So if whoever's in the room right now, I just feel like being grateful. Dominique.
I have gratitude for Island Seed and Feed. They have, for a number of years, hosted baby chicks. So if you are interested in having some chickens in your backyard, and I believe even in the city of Santa Barbara, you're allowed to have 2, if I'm not mistaken, not a rooster, just 2 hens. But if you're interested in having chickens, they may have some extra baby chicks, but we have baby chicks and they are absolutely adorable. And I'm happy to say gratitude to one of our adult hens who decided to be broody. That means that she's being mama to those adopted baby chicks.
All 12.
All 12.
All 12. We didn't even get a baker's dozen in case we lost one. No. We're confident that all 12.
So thank you to Island Seed and Feed. And if you've never been there before, look up where they are out in Goleta, because they also have native plants and everything that they grow for your garden and seeds and all sorts of stuff. It's a wonderful, wonderful source, not only for pet needs and so forth, but they have plants and seeds as well.
Yeah, they definitely, and everything we've ever bought from them.
Oh, we've bought fruit trees from them. We have a fig tree and a persimmon tree.
They have 100% survival, 100% survival and flourish. They've got, they're definitely green thumbs over there.
Yep.
All right. Who wants to go up next? I don't see a hand. Don Sanders. I just have to pick you now. That's it.
I love Island Seed and Feed. I love their organic fertilizer. That's what I use. You know, I've been reading that wonderful book by Kimmer is the last name, Braiding Sweetgrass. And she talks about the honorable harvest.
Oh, that's so great.
The honorable harvest and about reciprocity. Most people just, take fruit off the tree or they grab it at the store and they just think, oh, great, I got mine, but she's saying that, traditionally there was a spirit of you don't take more than you need and you give something back, reciprocity. So the other day I wanted to give some neighbors. I have a lot of grapefruits on my tree this year. And so I started to practice that in a small way. I'd go out and I asked permission to take it from my neighbors from the tree. And I offered first day mulch. And the second day I came back for more and I offered some Island Seed and Feed organic fertilizer. You know,
Beautiful.
Super nice. That's 2 checks for Island Seed and Feed. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
They don't even know they're getting love today. That's what's so great about this show.
Something back that's gonna add to the health of the soil and replenish and help the tree stay strong. So yeah, that reciprocity, being grateful for what we can give as well as take.
So beautiful. I want to add to that. When I harvest my herbs in particular, when I cut or break a branch, I always hold on to the plant and I say, thank you, Mama. I'm so appreciative. I always touch my plants and say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, I didn't know you did that. So you're learning things every single day about friends.
This is Christine Marie. Well, I just wanted to say on that note that I learned from an herbalist friend of mine who, when she used to gather herbs, she would always leave some of her hair. She would gather an herb and then she would pull her hair and wrap it around the plant and say thank you. So I do that often when I will pick fruit from neighborhood trees or take some rosemary or something like that. I'm always saying thank you, thank you.
And you've got a mane, so you have lots of love to give on those.
This is really important because the hair is used by birds in order to make nests. Mm-hmm. So our hair is very needed and used by nature.
Nice. Didn't know that either. This is a show of wow. It's amazing. Dr. D.
Well, I will say that, again, as I've done before, thankful for my network of support that I am also a part of. It's just not me being supported, but I'm there for others as well. And I've been thinking an awful lot these last few days, especially about my parents, my mother and father. Father's 90, 87 is my mother, and they're still doing well. And just grateful for the lessons that they have taught me that I have been able to pass on to other people through the programs that I do, this program, and just all of the different projects that I work on and the people that I work with. Everybody's got a message that they want to get out there. And I have come across people from time to time throughout my career who have been a little bit more than a challenge to work with. And yet I keep reminding myself, this person has a message they want to get out. Set aside their personality, set aside all of that stuff, and let's just put it together for them so that they have that to present their message so that other people can hear it. And so I'm grateful to those folks who have challenged me in that regard and helped me to be a better producer in that regard. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with gratitude today.
That is so beautiful. Nice. If I can add too, everyone who can hear our voice and everyone who's on the show, we all imagine that we're all holding hands and saying a prayer for world peace. Yes. That is just, so important. Take every opportunity you can when you're with a group of people to just gently, gently, gently hold space that our world problems get solved quickly and with kindness and generosity. World peace.
I just want to close out before we go to break here and just give a big hug. There's a lot of women in this community that I look up to and respect above and beyond. And I can spend a whole show just listing them. But this last weekend, we all participated in the opening ceremony. It was a small little gathering. Retta Slay, who's a big community leader, started up the challenges many, many years ago through her son. She's been on the show many, 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 many times. Anyway, she's trying to launch this adult league, and we all participated in it and actually hosted a game day in their support. If anybody out there, think about it, like the special needs kids for the last 2 years, they've had nothing. Okay. So it was a real heartfelt, and thank you, Don and Christine and Richard and for participating with me. And I think we made a great presence for Teen Sports Radio. But for anybody out there, I want to give a plug to sbsnap.org. It's like $150 and you can, that would pay like everything that it costs to supply a whole day of games for the kids. So $150. If I know it's an ask, and I don't really stick my neck out there and ask, but if you really wanted to feel good about something, it's Cabrillo Field 2 to 4 on Saturdays. You get all the information you want online, SB Snap. Just wanted to close it with that. Retta, thank you. We love you. Let's take a break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
9 a.m.
We're back on Teen Sports Radio, and this is Christine Marie with A View from the Deck, and also Chapter 10 of Commitment 10 from the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, by a book by Jim Detmar, Diana Chapman, and Kaylee Warner-Klemp. And I wanted the quote on this at the beginning of this chapter says, "One point of view is too small for the whole truth." And it talks about exploring the opposite. The commitment is, I commit to seeing that the opposite of my story is as true or truer than my original story. I recognize that I interpret the world around me and give my stories meaning. And some of the, when you were speaking, Richard Richard Dugan, about the experience you had, it reminded me of this chapter, of this sense of saying sometimes when we think something is happening, or we have a certain perspective in our mind, there's something else going on. And I also, there's a lot of serendipitous things that happened today, but a message came to me from a chapter of a Rachel Naomi Riemann book that talked about suffering and how sometimes when people suffer, they're unkind. And if we're stuck in our own suffering, we can't see that they're suffering. And so there's more suffering that occurs. So when we step back and take a breath and look at kind of what we think is happening versus what might be happening, a different perspective can be held. Has anybody had I can give my example of my experience, but I'm wondering if anybody else has had an experience like that. Don Sanders, have you experienced anything like that?
Well, as you spoke, I'm thinking of this song that Taj Mahal recorded once upon a time called "Take a Giant Step," and he's like, "Come with me, leave your yesterday behind, and take a giant step outside your mind." And I was just thinking, ever since I was able to move to Ojai to help raise my kids and have our family there, my wife has wanted to remodel the kitchen. And it was the last thing on my mind. And I was thinking, why? We can do everything we need to in here. And so my daughter's very capable carpenter boyfriend, I put him together with another very capable he's good enough to be a contractor, but he's a carpenter, Jeff Robinson in Santa Barbara. Jeff has moved up near Olympic Peninsula in Washington to build a dream house. And Davis is still here. And Davis came in after Jeff left, and he took all the cabinet doors and all the door faces, or the drawer faces, and he's revamping it all. And once we get everything out of the kitchen, then you can see the dining room table. You can see the tile behind the counter. It's wonderful. And so, this ties in a lot of elements. The women in our lives are like the sun. It's like, I was like, why do you want to make that a priority? There's other things to do. But now I'm delighted that she stuck to her intention to have this done. And that Davis, I'll tell you, for anybody in Santa Barbara, he's a tremendous carpenter. And I was going to find his information here. He is available in Santa Barbara at 808-385-3412. And my friend Jeff, his whole time in Santa Barbara, he was never without work. And Davis has been working with him solidly now for 2 years. So it's just, like I say, we move in a small little orbit of things we get used to, and sometimes we just need to step outside that comfort zone, and it gives us a whole new perspective or window on the world. That's what it came to mind when you were sharing what you were sharing.
Oh, that's nice, Don. Thank you. It's also just to turn it a little bit in the sense of actually someone whose work really addresses this topic is the work of Byron Katie, who talks about the truth of something. And what if the opposite were true? Is it really true? How does it feel? How does the opposite feel? I think as an adult, for our teens and youth, sometimes we might feel like somebody is bullying us or someone's being mean, or I might feel, even for myself, there's a bully at my work, right? And so I would say, oh, that person's being mean to me. Now that person's being mean to my other staff person. And then I thought, wait a second, what if I'm being mean to me? What if I'm being mean to that person? What if, understanding how does this all make me feel, looking at it from a different perspective. And the book talks about how we give it's the label we give things that give us the experience of that, and having the understanding to, shifting something that we think is true to, well, what if this was true, to getting curious. So Don, when you talk about with your wife, you were saying, why do you want that? We don't need that. And then you sort of were able to shift into your perspective of like, well, especially after you've done it, it's like, yeah, you're right. We did need that, which would give you then different opportunity when perhaps when your wife says that again, or someone else says, I want to do this, you won't just say, why do you want to do that? But or not just why. Well, maybe you continue with the question. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Curiosity takes you into the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The curiosity and actually, just our desire to want to connect with other human beings and engage. And especially after these 2 years of this pandemic business, I think now, the opportunity it gives me pleasure to be able to facilitate what somebody else wants. I mean, I've already assessed it. I've vetted it, so to speak, and there's nothing unreasonable going on. There's nothing that could harm me. So why not be open to a new possibility, and in our interactions with people, if we could do that more often, because if something triggers us, we immediately want to externalize that. We think, why are they this way?
Yeah.
When actually the worst thing that could possibly happen today, if somebody wasn't looking where they were going, they ran into the side of your car or something, even that kind of experience, which in the moment feels tragic and horrible, it's going to show you something about yourself. And it's not about, we support and assist lots of athletes on this show and everything. And the most famous athletes like Magic Johnson, I was just talking about this with my wife this morning. Magic Johnson would say, it's not about me beating that opponent. You might use those things to psych yourself up, or you might motivate yourself, but really that you can put your best foot forward and you can show up and you can be your best self and contribute by involving all your other teammates, and together you all can create something wonderful. That was the secret of the championship Lakers. So at the end of the day, you're not cultivating the best and all the skills that you can possess to beat somebody else. It's about to learn more about yourself and how you can use your skills to help other people get better. You can make them look better, and you can be your best self and perform in the way that is best.
Yeah.
And so it relates to sports and everything we do on this show, but it also relates to life. And this show is also, we support people in their lives and how they can move on in their lives, always going forward, not looking in the rearview mirror,
Right. At least not that long, just long enough to make sure someone's not going to hit you from behind, right? But you're just glancing, right? Not focusing.
Get your bearings and continue forward.
I love it. I mean, it's so freeing to realize, to breathe and relax and realize, maybe I don't have the right take on this. Mm-hmm. I should ask a few questions. So as soon as our instincts jump us into anger and having our personal feelings hurt,
right.
Breathe. I mean, when I was a kid, I was told when you get angry, you're supposed to count to 10. And I don't hear people saying that anymore. It's like, there's a reason for that. Our instincts are jumping in to keep us safe, but that doesn't mean they have the full information.
No.
So when we breathe, we're bringing our neocortex into the conversation, and we're getting a chance to ask questions and confirm, did I really understand this? Did you really mean to hurt my feelings?
Right.
That enriches a relationship. Even if you find out that someone is really mad at you and you do have your feelings hurt, the additional information is going to help you process that emotional wave so much better. Don't delay. Stay in the present moment. Ask questions and feel those feelings.
And if you can't get past that anger, then you need to. We have a list of people, right, that you can go to.
Great counselors.
We've got great counselors on the show. Got Dr. Amy, who couldn't make it today. Well, she gets all this business today when she wasn't here.
Well, I also think it's such a beautiful thing to to understand that our perspective is just one perspective, and that I like to think of that there's a point of an occurrence and a whole sphere of perspective around it. And even if our perspective is so true for us, it looks blue from this side, but across the way it might look red. And to get that other perspective is so important, so that it fills out the picture, it fills out the view. It's interesting that two things that are coming to me from. Anyways. Sorry.
You know who popped in? I know she's going to go off, but we have to take a break. We got Anthony Rodriguez in the house right after these messages.
We're going to turn this mother out. We're going to turn this mother out.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
9 a.m.
Got Anthony Rodriguez in the house, my guy. I love my Anthony. Hey, first off, on the real, no words can express. I'm so sorry of everything you're going through right now. It's really hard. You're with your mom right now. She's transitioning, and we love you. You know, you're in my thoughts and prayers, and I'm speaking for all of us. All right. So I get to stop. Your eyes water, my eyes water. Don't do that.
No, I'm good.
It's a radio show. Now I can see a little sparkle in there. Don't go there. All right. You've got a lot going on, even though you've got that going on. And then I heard, I'll let you say, but you're doing something else right now, which is very important to the community. What is it?
Yeah. So we're actually going to have a community emergency response team training, and that's going to be held April 29th, April 30th, and May 1st. It's going to be done with the team, and the team is the county community committee, which is it's amazing. It's for all the emergency managers from our county. We've got Santa Barbara, we've got Goleta that's helping out, we've got Solving, we've got Santa Maria. All the whole team is coming together to be able to put on this class. It's a 3-day class. You'll be learning everything about the disasters that happen in the county, all the way to search and rescue, all the incident command system, how to save, use a fire extinguisher. That's my favorite part. I love to start fires, but I also like to turn them off. So, it's going to be a great class. It's going to have a lot of energy. We're going to be hosting it at the new Goleta warehouse, food bank warehouse that we're trying to purchase and finish purchasing, which we are so excited to be able to have it there. It's a really
Where's it located?
It is located at 8082 Coromar Avenue in Goleta. And it's an excellent spot. We're really excited to be able to get into that spot. There's a lot of transitions and things going on behind the scenes. We're still trying to pay for the whole thing. But it's an excellent spot. It's perfect for disasters. We're going to have a lot of room to be able to store food for, at least a good amount of time, and also be able to help other organizations store things if they need it during a disaster. So this is a really, really good spot to be able to have. It's out of all the areas of any type of disaster that can happen. We're close to the flood zone, but we're not in the flood zone. We're not in the tsunami zones. So we're right next to the freeway, which is really, really important. So that was all taken into play and consideration before trying to find this location. It's, we're really excited about it, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be able to have the Great Shakeout there, which is will be this year, October 20th. We already have the registration link up. During this time, we're going to be doing the 7 steps to earthquake safety, but we're going to have a lunch and learn every month until October. So it'll all lead up to October. And so we're really excited about that. We have a new Earthquake Country Alliance region, and that's the Central Coast region, which I'm co-chairing with Red Cross and the Office of Emergency Management. So it's actually really, really cool. And we'll be doing a presentation in Bakersfield on the 23rd. So we're really excited about it.
So how can teens get involved? Can they?
Oh man, we need victims. We need victims. So if teens want to get involved, we can give them their community service hours, volunteering with us. So they can go ahead and reach me at the food bank, and it's easy to find me. You just got to go on to foodbanksbc.org, and we have a brand new list of all of our employees, and just go ahead and sign on, take a look. Anthony Rodriguez, you find me on there, and then just register, and we'll go ahead and get you in. And we'd love the teens to participate. It's really, really fun. And, if we get enough teens involved, let's have a teen cert. It's really important to get these teens really involved, to be able to have the skills that they'll use the rest of their lives.
So I remember as a senior, that's when I did my first aid course and learned how to resuscitate and basic first aid. Yeah. And I still remember so much from that course, and it made me feel like, I don't know how to explain it, made me feel like a more valuable human being, even just walking down the street, because if something happened, I knew what to do. Right. So it's really important that we have more and more members of our community know what to do when there is a problem. Right. Know what to do if someone's choking. Know what to do if somebody, drops to the floor.
Right. So, and the thing is that we're an all disaster county. If you think about it, we can have any type of disasters. And if we can teach these young kids to be able to know what to do in a large disaster, either help us evacuate, help their families evacuate, know what to do, get their kits, don't forget your 4-legged family members, you got your dogs, your cats, and, that's all. There's a lot of things you need to think about. But if you think about it now and start doing things step by step, when something happens, you're going to be way ahead of the game. Less stress. You'll be able to think a lot more clear. And it's really, really important to practice. Because if you don't practice,
does your website have PDFs that take people through making their emergency plans and stuff like that?
We're actually working on that now, since we're going to be doing the shakeout. We're doing that now. So we're going to have a new little link to be able to go into all these different websites to be able to get that information. And I'm
videos.
Actually creating
do little 5-minute videos.
Yeah, actually, I really need some help with that. I'm trying to find somebody that knows how to do a lot of video to be able to help me out, because there's a lot of things I do want to do. I just need to find somebody to be willing to help me out with that.
We need a teen volunteer to get some of those volunteer hours.
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you, we love those teens, man, because they make a difference, and if you can give these kids these skills ahead of time, they're, like you said, how much you felt you changed inside, it makes a big difference. Look at me. I'm not like the smartest guy in the world. I didn't go to school. I got kicked out, but I did my best to try to learn whatever I could. And if you ask me something, I'll tell you if I do know it or not. But the more you learn, the better. And not only that, people can take away your car. They can take away all your money. They can take away everything you own. But the one thing they can't take away from you is what you learn. And for you, that is everything that you got. That's your power right there. So,
Anthony, how can we help? I look around and I see all the fruit on people's trees just laying there. I'm looking at sitting on the ground. You still need fresh fruit?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially now that we're coming into the summer, we want to have as much fruit as possible, because, there's people that don't have a home. And if we can get those things out to them, it's more beneficial for all of us. We got to take care of each other, and anything that anybody wants to donate. If you guys don't want to get up on your ladders and cut those trees, you know what? Give us a call. We can go out there. We can do the gleaning, and we'll go ahead and pick it all out. So,
wow. I didn't know you did that. You did that? You do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. It's called the backyard bounty hunt.
They should use.
I'm sorry?
Give the contact they should use. Give the contact number.
Yeah, actually just go right onto our website at foodbanksbc.org. And then it's called Backyard Bounty. That is the program that actually goes out and does the gleaning.
Wow. Didn't know that. I mean, I know there's been other programs, but because of insurance liability or whatever, they start up and then they.
Yeah, no, that's one of our programs. I mean, we have so many programs going on. I mean, not just because I work at the food bank, but honestly, it's really amazing how much we're trying our best to accommodate and be able to support everybody in the county. You know, we're trying to be as whatever we can do. That's what we want to do.
Yeah,
so,
I love the meal program that you have in the summer for kids. That brought joy to me for the.
That's an awesome. That is such an awesome program. Yeah. I mean, we also right now we have the farm worker program that we're going out and trying to meet them where they're at because they're busy during the day. So we have to do it later on at night. So we're trying our best to accommodate everybody that we can because everybody, you know, there's so many people that need food right now. And so if there's any donations, anything that you can give us, please, you know, think about the food bank. Don't let it go to waste. We'll take care of it and we'll get it out to our community. So.
Well, it's tax time. It's tax preparation. I did give a little plug to SB SNAP. That's the challenges. My heart goes to that. Mm-hmm. But food bank, got to eat, everybody. Yeah. Got to eat. So, throw a couple of bucks. It's a nice write-off. You get a tax receipt.
Absolutely.
Food bank has been there for us. You know, we've got a lot of, I think the important thing is just to give because that kind of starts the day off on a really, and trust me, the universe sees it's going to come back around. It always does. And Anthony, you're a great representative and a role model in this community as well. We love you. We got to take a little break. We've got in the house just popped in. I'm excited. Fit for Life 805, Alex Ramirez and Richard Ellsworth right after these messages.
Well, now together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and a man. Together we'll stand, divided we'll fall. Come on now, people, let's get on the ball and work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we will stand, every boy, every girl, and a man.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salter, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
9 a.m.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Richard Ellsworth with Mountain Sage Healing Arts and the Braille Institute. And today I felt a little bit inspired to talk about triggers. And triggers being the things that kind of affect us, that throw us off our game when we're going through our day, our regular day, and we think that we have a whole bunch of confidence and we're all ready for whatever comes at us because we know that we're prioritizing our feeling state and we're coming at everything from a place of just pure confidence and self-love. And then all of a sudden something will happen, because life does this, that will just really throw you off, even if you think you're feeling great. And I had that happen to me this week, and it was the tiniest little thing, and it just hit my core. It just, took some issue that I had in my subconscious and just brought it to the forefront. And I know that these things happen on a regular basis, and it happened a lot more when I was younger. Certainly in high school, it was happening all the time. And nobody really ever taught me how to deal with it. And what I have found is that one of the quickest ways to get out of that triggered state is by focusing on your self-concept. And that means how you're viewing yourself on a day-to-day basis. And when you allow yourself to really be triggered by something and spiral downward, you're kind of being mean to yourself to some extent. And it's not that you want to stop yourself from feeling a certain way, but you want to be able to say, okay, I'm allowing this emotion, but I'm going to choose to live in a story that makes me feel better because I deserve to be feeling better. I deserve to have a high state of confidence. And when we're in that state of very high confidence, we're feeling very good about ourselves, then all of these other little things that may trigger us on a regular basis start to have less and less power over us. They start to have less meaning. And one of the things that's really come to my attention lately that I've seen a lot of people doing when they want to pull themselves out of a negative state to improve their self-confidence is they'll just start exercising and working out. So I was curious, Alex, with a lot of the people that you work with, when they come in for training and stuff, do you find that they leave more confident and more positive, or do you feel that it has an effect on their emotional state?
Can I just interrupt here? Alex has trained me, and I actually went into the car and I fell asleep.
That's because he tried so hard.
Killed me. Just saying. I needed a nap. Just saying, Alex. I don't know if you remember that. All of a sudden, I got this knock at the window to see if I was still alive. No, I'm just saying. I was a lot younger then. Go ahead, Alex.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, my name's Alex Ramirez. I was Fit for Life 805. Yes, Richard, absolutely. People definitely leave feeling better than when they first came to class or for the training session. It definitely helps them power through that emotional state. What I always try to tell people when they train is just, if possible, this is your time. This is your time to just forget about the world, take emotion out of it, and just be lost in the workout and focusing on yourself and the mechanics and working with whatever I'm making them do. And I always go off their feeling, like what's happening with them, what's the vibe that they're giving me. And I try to modify based on that. So if, they're feeling kind of down and out, I'm going to give them a workout that's going to make them feel empowered and strong. And I'm going to make them do things that they are good at. Towards the end of the workout, I'll challenge them and kind of flip it. And they completely forget where they were when they first came to the class or for the workout. So definitely there's a connection there with training and emotional well-being. The self-awareness part that you're talking about, Richard, is very hard at a young age. I did not have that. That was something I didn't have, where I was down and out, sad, whatever it may be. I didn't always have that emotional or spiritual awareness to the negative emotion. And I heard something interesting, and it's so funny that you're talking about this today, but a high school kid came up to me and he's like, my emotions are always up and down, and he's a surfer, and he says that he chooses which waves of emotions to ride, and he knows which waves to avoid. I was like, wow, this kid's so wise for his age. He's 16 and he's schooling me. He's literally schooling me. Yeah. I'm like, I love that. However you need to create an analogy for your emotions, it's just amazing. So yes, exercise, self-awareness, all of it helps. Finding support, a huge and wonderful group like this, Erica, that you've created for all of us. And just reaching out to people, and then it's so hard, but yes, it's possible. You just have to be open to it.
Nice.
And that's where we're at. Yeah.
Alex Ramirez, Fit for Life. He's got a Facebook page. He's all over the place. His commercials are launched. You'll be able to hear him. Make an appointment with him. Rich is going to, I think, meet with you in the next couple of weeks. This way we'll get, the in-house review. Okay. But, and I was kidding before I really find you. The one thing that you did say to me, and I was hurting, but I'm, a retired athlete, played 3 sports in college. And at the end of the day, it was just like, I had so little left of energy. And, Erica, I put in such a hard effort. Said, Erica, I love you. Great job. And that alone sprung me back to life. So thank you. Let's take a little break. Erica Sala, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages.
Brazil. Back in the USSR. Way down in LA. Every day, dancing in the street. Crossing China too. Me and you, dancing in the street.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hello, welcome back to Teen Sports Radio. This is Dominique Hackett with Santa Barbara Wellness Center, And I love to do a Hackett Hygge, give you a cozy, comfy moment. The thing that I've been thinking about this week is herbs. So it's really nice and healthy, and it makes you feel better if you can incorporate herbs in your life. And in particular, for teens, rosemary. So look up on the computer. If you don't know what rosemary looks like, it is a bush that is found all over Santa Barbara. It is very easy to grow. You find it in the market in a pot. You can put it on your kitchen counter. But rosemary, smelling rosemary, it has been tested scientifically, improves our memory. So rosemary is a lovely, lovely plant to smell while you're studying. And some people have even suggested for a particular subject that maybe you're having a hard time in chemistry, you can make sure that you always have rosemary around when you're studying. And then when you go to take a very difficult exam, you can put some rosemary in your pocket and smell it before you take your exam. And it will help you remember, because when we're working to remember things at school, we need to engage all of our senses. So not just our eyes, but if we can engage our hands, we can engage smell, we can engage touch. All of these senses help anchor our memory and anchor our information. And rosemary is also an incredible thing to use. You can make rosemary tea. You can drink it as a tea, add a little bit of honey, and you can use it in your food, like rosemary chicken and so forth. You can put it in olive oil and infuse it. So I just want to recommend teens for a Hygge comfy moment. Incorporate herbs into your life to help you feel better.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Dominique, you can also simmer rosemary for 20 minutes on the stove, put it in a spray bottle, spray it on your scalp, and it'll help your hair be fuller and grow faster.
Dr. D needs that. That's it, boy. Yeah. I was waiting for you to be able to be plugged in. So listen, let's show up this week, everybody. No masks. Whether you want to wear them or not, that's your choice. It's all good. But let's just show up and be our best selves this week. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday at 9 a.m.
You're the best around. You're the best around. Nothing's around.